This week on What the Heck, we check in with Tyler. Finally, we have the superior Ries in studio to talk about the injury that brought me closer to him than Jake. And then he brought with him some kind of bracket that we're going to check out that he's kind of worried about, and I don't blame him. Crack a cold one, kick your feet up, and enjoy the show. Good evening, and welcome to episode 20 of What the Heck. I'm Colin Frederick here with Jake and Tyler as always. And finally, it's taken 5 months, but we've gotten the superior Ries in studio, Mr. Matt Ries. Welcome.
Thanks.
Oh, God, it's such a pleasure. I've always wanted you to come in here so that I could tell the world how much more important to me you are than Jake. And tonight's my night. Tonight's my night to shine.
You're not the first.
Well, I don't doubt that for a second.
I think your opinion may change in an hour when you read through his bracket.
Doubt it. Jake's going mic off the whole episode. We're just going to talk to Matt.
And mute. And mute. And mute.
Tyler's got some stuff that I don't know that he even had some stuff until just a moment ago.
Oh, no, I'm good.
All right. Tyler's good.
Yep, I've had this one planned for a while.
Then we're going to talk about why Matt's better than Jake. And then Matt brought a bracket with him that he's real worried about because he thinks that I'm going to pick him apart, which I don't understand why he would think that I would do that to anyone.
I don't think you've ever given any inclination you would do that.
That's kind of how I'm feeling.
Oh, I was going to say I don't think he's ever given any bracket a fair chance.
That is
But that's
not
just
true.
me.
I just back my brackets up with science, like Better Homes,
Better
and
Homes and Gardens. I don't think so.
And that other, the San Diego Zoo, they ranked their own animals.
I have no science.
Perfect. Buckle up. Man, it's going to be good. I feel like Jake is going to walk out of this room at some point today.
It's possible. Podcast land, I just want to give him my goodbyes right now in case I get so upset that I throw my stuff and walk out.
But I don't know why he could be upset because I think that it truly is based in science. No, that's not true.
No,
The brackets are based in science. This is just based in fact.
it's just based in your opinion.
I was the one that was there.
That's
I
your
was there.
opinion.
Matt was there as well.
But your opinion of your feelings.
Jake, were you there?
I was earning a living so I could feed my family. And as a coach, I was an unpaid coach at the time who was not making money, so I had to go make money.
I mean, Bigfoot wasn't paying
Make
Matt
money,
either,
make money.
and he was still there to care about me.
Bully Turner was paying him, though, so he was paid one way or another.
It wasn't his job to care about little old me on the other team. We'll get into that.
Moving on.
Boy, it's going to be good.
Oh.
But before then, Tyler, what the heck?
Week one
Heck.
of football
All right, sorry.
is almost
Super
over.
pumped about football.
Yeah. Week one's almost done. There's a game going on right now. There's another game on in a couple hours. But our teams are done. And I'm pretty sure if I remember your team right, your team's done.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm done.
Big fan of the Oilers. They're done
So-
permanently,
Oh. Well, I mean, they're just not under the Oiler name.
which is wasteful.
They sometimes wear the jerseys.
They do. I actually like that.
Yeah. So I just would like to know after game one, how are we feeling about our team?
Well, my team is a great one-quarter team. For the other 3 quarters, they are not so good.
The whole team or just one
Well,
player?
Mitch Trubisky primarily, but the defense really didn't do much in the first 2.5
No.
quarters. For those of you in podcast land, I'm a Bears fan, as is Colin. So,
That's fact.
yeah, for the first half, the defense really didn't show up much. And then they started to show up about halfway through the third quarter and came out alive in the fourth quarter, as did Mitchell. I'm still not sold that Mitchell is the better quarterback, but now everybody's going to be like, oh, look at Mitchell. He scored 3 touchdowns and led us to victory. So
He did do that. I think you got to give some credit where credit's
I do
due.
give there was some pressure on him, and he made a couple nice throws towards the end.
I
I'll
think
give him that.
it would have been very easy for him to be like, damn it, I suck at halftime, and then just continue to suck forever.
But I also think Nick Foles breathing down his collar, he's like, oh, if I suck worse, I'm going to get benched and I'm not going to play again. So maybe he does have a little bit of motivation there, like, oh, if I suck too bad, they're going to yank me and I won't ever see the field again.
I don't know. I feel like in the past he's seen that they'll yank him anyway.
Yeah,
even
but they
if
didn't
they're
have
shit
anybody.
behind
But they didn't have anybody any
Well,
worthless.
that's never
while.
stopped them before.
Well, I suppose.
At least when he got yanked, he was still going to look not terrible because whoever was coming in was going to do equally as bad.
Probably.
I
Nick,
mean,
Nick Foles is like fine, and he won a Super Bowl somehow, but he's just like the most vanilla Napoleon Dynamite quarterback of all time.
Yep.
Like how boring. And then I feel like extra shit because Cam Newton goes out and plays
Dominates.
like Cam Newton again. And
Yeah.
everyone was like, actually,
Good
I'm
thing the Bears
thank you."
passed on him. I'm looking at the Bears, and I'm seeing 8-8. If we get to 8-8, that's about all I expect out of them this year.
you do have a really good defender in DeAndre Swift, though. He's great at breaking up passes.
Yeah, that
he
was
did
great.
Well,
Great pass defense in the end zone.
what a dingus.
Do you- do you-
Good receiving core, though.
Do you differ on what do you see for a final?
I have a hard time with all of the teams, including also the Cowboys, which were pretty disappointing, frankly. Just because it's been such a weird year. Nobody had a preseason, and training camp was messed up, and like I have a hard time crucifying anybody after 1 week, given the circumstances.
That's
but
fair.
at the same time, I'm not going to be like, wow, there are some great teams, because I'm also not really convinced of that.
So you're not going to go out on a limb and give any records out yet?
I think I bet the Bears finish slightly above 500.
9-7.
Yeah.
That's as close to slightly above.
8-7-1. They're going to tie with somebody.
Yeah, they're going to tie. No, probably 9-7 for them. And I think the Cowboys go 10-6. The Cowboys, I think, have a lot.
It's a bold
more,
move, Cotton.
Yeah, especially because everyone on the team is hurt now. My God, what a depressing game.
Yeah.
I feel like even if their defense sucks, once they all figure out what they're doing, and like McCarthy, I'm still good with.
You can't crucify a coach after one game with no preseason
No.
and
I get
limited
so frustrated.
training
Like on
camp.
Twitter, everyone's like, "Oh, he's just Jason Garrett." Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, no. Everybody relax.
Yeah.
He went for it, and CD ran a dumb route at 3 yards instead of 4. Like, there's too much talent for them to not be a good football team. I think, especially with a coach that knows what he's doing. Maybe
Especially with a
first-year
running
coach
back
or-
that has a "feed me" tattoo on his belly.
Yeah, I dig it.
Are you going to get one?
Yeah,
I think we should all get those.
yeah.
Our bellies would all look about like Zeke's then.
Or we could
Yeah.
just get the "What the heck" logo on our bellies.
Well, we should do that too.
Or as
Can it?
no,
can
let's
it
get
over the
feed
logo
me.
say "feed me"?
We'll get "feed me" on the front, and "What the heck" as a tramp stamp.
Oh, just a tramp stamp, not the whole back.
Well, we could do that, and then we could get those weird diamond nails that we talked about before.
No, never mind. I'm out.
You had me at hello.
Do you want me to sing? Tyler, tell us about a shitty team.
We should let Matt talk about his shitty
I was
team.
gonna say,
Who's Matt's shitty
out of
team?
all three of us, I have a win, so I'll go last.
We have a win?
Yeah, I'm a Dolphins. fan.
sorry.
Oh,
I have an
hot
actual
day.
one.
All right, Tyler, shut up. We're talking about the other shitty team.
They are bad. They are bad. I came in like, okay, maybe they got some talent this year. They'll pick it up, and they didn't do it.
How long is it going to take for Tua to get in? Tua time.
Soon. I
Who's
don't
their-
want to say
Who's their
soon.
quarterback right now?
Fitzpatrick.
Oh, God. Yeah.
Hey, Fitzmagic.
Yeah, he's just about as average as Nick Foles.
He
yeah,
just
but
has a
he's,
sweet
he's got a
beard.
personality,
Guy's been on 8 different teams.
Yeah, I know. He does seem cool.
and he gets the starting job at every one of them somehow.
Right.
Well, look at the teams he's gone to. There's no one he's competing with.
That's true.
He could win the starting job in Chicago.
What?
You're telling me he's not better than your starter right now?
He's got a better beard.
He has a better beard, but I think
I
that
don't
Mitch
think
at least
Trubisky
like
can grow
gives
a
you a
beard.
chance of cool shit happening.
Foles is better than Fitzpatrick.
No way.
But he's not the starter, so it doesn't matter.
So he couldn't beat out the backup then in Chicago.
Also, probably
Neither can Foles.
Foles is the backup.
You just said he's better, so how is he the backup?
No, he's
He's
saying he's
better than Fitzpatrick.
Oh, but if he's
He's
better,
not better than Mitch. Mitch is the starter.
I don't know if I agree with
I don't know why you're making that face, because they just got done with training camp with the quarterback competition, and they said, this guy's better than this guy. Let's stick him out there. That means people that watch practice far more than you and I do thought, all right, this guy sucks less.
Okay, yeah.
I think
if
that's
they,
a more
if they
appropriate
said-
way to
I was
put
gonna say,
it.
if they
Yeah.
said it that way, that's fine.
So 2 a time. 2 weeks? 4 weeks?
I think they give Fitzpatrick 3 weeks. And then if it's not, if they're 0-3, you're going to see Tua because what do you have to lose anyway then?
And I don't think Fitzpatrick's even going to be pissed about it. I think that
He's okay.
He's going to come to
Yeah.
a press conference in a Tua jersey and be like, "Hey,
And a gold chain.
this guy's time." Yeah, when he did that was good. Yeah. I'm excited for Tua time. I played with him on Madden once, and he's a stud. So
Well, that must mean everything.
See, I want to be excited. It's just really hard because the Dolphins have been bad for so long.
yeah,
It's like maybe it's worse than being a Cub fan in the 90s, you know, like.
or if they let you grow weed again, you could see if Ricky Williams is.
Well, see if Dan Marino will come out of retirement.
He could.
Probably still slings it a little better than Fitzpatrick.
You guys are too harsh.
Yeah, he's just doing what is that Nutrisystem now?
I was gonna say he's
Yeah,
lost weight
he's-
probably since his
he's
playing days.
busy.
Isn't he like part owner or GM or something?
He should be the owner.
He should be. I don't think so.
I
That's
thought he had something
I
to
haven't
do
even
with the
heard of
Dolphins.
He,
about
he's
him for a
he's
while.
he does something with him.
he probably hangs out. He's not as involved as Elway is.
Right.
No.
Always like the GM, isn't he?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
who's not doing as good a job as John Lynch is.
No, I don't think
John
so.
Lynch is doing well.
Yeah.
Tyler, the Packers suck.
I mean, I'm not going to disagree because it's 1 week, and
Do you want to talk about the Bare Naked Ladies next?
maybe we can do that later. But no, I don't like. There's a lot of people who are like, oh, they put up 43 points. They should have put up more, but they only scored 8 in the first quarter, 6 in the whatever it was.
How much did their defense give up?
A lot.
Yeah, that's
But the other thing was
To Kirk.
they
who
were
is
up.
horrible.
They were up so big, they just went back to the old Dom Capers, let them catch it for 20 and make the tackle. I think if it was
no
closer,
defense wins when your prevent defense is your primary defense.
No, and I think I think Minnesota's better than they looked,
Eh?
but it also comes down to
Oh,
they
my
haven't played.
God.
Like,
Tyler's
there's
fired.
no, that wasn't me.
I know, but Tyler's still fired.
That's fine. I'm taking the logo with me.
I still paid for it. It's mine.
I don't know if they
I own your face.
I don't know if they get 10 wins this year.
Really? So you're going 9-7?
But then again, last year, like if you would have told me last year they were getting 13 wins and making the championship game, I would have laughed you out of the room. There's no.
Are
way
they
that
worse
happens.
or better than last year, in your opinion?
They are.
Or the same team?
They are who we thought they were.
They are who we thought they were.
They are the same team to me as last year, but I don't think they win as many games as last year.
Well, if Aaron Rodgers can play like he did yesterday, they can win 13 games
that,
again.
and if Devontae Adams can stay healthy, because if he's not on the field, that offense is in trouble.
Yeah.
Like some of those young receivers stepped up, yes, but
Why'd they cut
that's
Kumaro?
14 because they liked these younger guys. Malik Turner, I guess, had a huge camp and that didn't even play yesterday.
Dumb.
Kumaro had some big catches last year, I thought. I don't know
When
why you wouldn't keep him.
when Rodgers came out and said he's one of the 4 that are going to make it, and then the next day they cut him, I think that was strictly because Rodgers said they were going to keep him.
They wanted
And
to
they
put
wanna
Rodgers in his
say,
place.
This is not your team. You're just here to.
You're
throw
here
the
to
ball."
sling
You're
that
just here
pigskin.
to sling it for one more year until you go somewhere else.
God, I hope not.
He's
because
going
Chicago.
somewhere else. To Chicago.
I'm going to turn into a Dolphins fan. To Chicago.
Welcome.
Trubisky just got him a win yesterday too. They're fine with Trubisky.
I think I'm probably
Influence.
higher on Mitch than other people are.
I am not high on Mitch.
I'm not
I
saying
wasn't
that I
from
don't
the
think
draft.
he's great, but I think that I probably hate him less than other people do. I'm willing to give it a shot. Do you know who else I like more than other people do, and I can't figure out why? Is Dak Prescott. Like my dad, for example, thinks that Dak is just the worst, and I'm like, what? Why?
I don't
What
think
has
he's
hap-
the worst, but I also don't think he's as good as people think. I don't think he's worth the money that he's wanting.
I think that he is because that's just how the economics of football
So you
go.
think he's as good as the top quarterbacks? Is he as good as the best quarterbacks in the league?
Perhaps not, but they don't play for you.
Right,
And
but
he's
you shouldn't
damn
pay
sure
him.
better than everybody else.
You
that
shouldn't
could
pay
play for
him
you.
as much as you pay Mahomes or Watson because he's not as good as those two.
Otherwise, someone else is going to pay him that much, and then you're going to have a shittier quarterback. Like,
That point is true, but
Ben
then
DiNucci.
They're all that's a whole nother
well,
conversation.
that's just it. Like, they set
Yeah.
the price, and it just kind of is what it is. If you're good enough to win games, which he's proven to be, then you have to ride it out. I also thought that he looked good last night. His line did not.
Yep.
So he was constantly getting just manhandled by Aaron Donald, but
Well, they're friends, so
And I don't know who. I don't care how good your line is. It's going to be tough to stop a guy like Aaron Donald.
it is. And
I think they could have definitely done better, but I don't know. I don't see many teams doing much better against that defense.
I see the Bigfoot Chiefs. Their line.
Sorry, they are canceled.
Oh, in the springtime though, they could probably do better.
Oh, I don't know anything
Well, he'll
about
be out
that.
of sh- he'll be
I
out of
got
shape by
furloughed,
then.
remember? Dumb. Yeah, I can't coach in the spring. All right, we're going to have to furlough you. Like, no, I quit, though. Nah, we
You
just-
can't quit when we furlough you.
Yeah, you're furloughed. I'm like, stop it. Quit it with your COVID words. So anyway, sometimes when you're playing sports, bad things happen. And
Are we gonna gloss over the What the Heck Fantasy Football League and how it's starting out? Because I just would like to go on record that I'm the high point man in
Well,
the
I'm
league this week.
that's fine. I'm normally going to talk about it, I think, maybe in the intro, but the week's not over yet because we're recording so early in the week.
Yeah, well, it's pretty much over for some people,
Well, I've got half my team left to play, so
and you still can't win.
I can win, yes.
You won't win. Sorry.
Could.
Odds are not in your favor.
Are you
That's
two
fine.
playing each other?
No,
Oh.
he's just being a dick. This is reason number 874 why I like him less than his brother. But reason number 1 why I like him less than his brother is because sometimes bad things happen to you in sports. And it's the people that are by your side during those times to pick you back up that I think really show a lot about.
Did he really pick you up?
Actually, yeah.
Yeah, I kind of think he did.
Like cradled you like a baby and carried you?
No, probably like, oh, sorry, your arm's falling off your body. Let me just grab the other one.
Actually, we were up next. I just wanted you out of the way.
Well, I get it. I understand. Whatever the reason,
I didn't think
you
you
were
were
there.
supposed to pick someone up when they had an injury like that.
I don't know, because the trainer did a not really very thorough job. They were like, well, you can move it, so surely it isn't dislocated. And I was like, I don't know. 'Cause
If I was there, I would have told that trainer to stop. Don't touch it.
oh, God, that would have been so handy
You're welcome.
if you were present. But instead you skipped it to go
Work to go make money for my family.
sit on your couch and not care about your athletes.
Where did this happen?
This happened at Beloit Turner High School.
Oh, okay.
Can you since we're a room full of wrestling guys here,
No,
and I don't know if
time out. I am not a wrestling guy.
you have a wrestling background,
You've wrestled.
so you're a wrestling guy. Once a wrestler, always a wrestler.
No, there's a mindset that
Nope.
I don't have, which I think prevented me from being more successful.
You're still a wrestler. Tyler, when you're in the belly to back position, that's for those of you not wrestlers in podcast land.
It's
You're
as
on your
dirty as it
feet.
sounds, yeah.
You're on your feet. One guy's behind the other guy, and you have a lock around their waist.
Give him a squeeze.
And you pick him up.
Yep.
And do a little foot sweep and go to take him down. Being the back guy, are you nice and like put your arm out to catch the other guy and catch yourself on the way down so you don't nothing happens?
No, I try to drop him on his head.
Oh, okay. So the injury happened when Mr. Collin was the back guy,
Oh, yeah.
initiated the boost and the take him down, and then instead of keeping a hold of him, he put his own arm out to
Yep.
catch both of them, and snap goes the weasel.
Well, here's the problem. I drank too much milk, so nothing went snap. If something would have went snap, we'd have been in business. Because then I'd have been like, oh, cool, cast me up for 6 weeks, ready to roll. The rest of my life isn't ruined. But instead, my arm just disintegrated,
Your Major League Baseball career was over
My
before it
Major
started.
League Baseball career was over. My holding my cell phone with my right arm was over. Oh,
Amongst things you probably do in private with your right arm.
crossword puzzles.
Sudoku. Yep.
Yeah, I've now had 3 surgeries.
Awesome.
This was after the injury. So the injury happened. Then like a year later I had a surgery because it felt like I was hitting my funny bone all the time, which can I just tell you is not that cool.
It wasn't funny.
No. And then a few years after that I had another surgery because my hand kept giving you like the claw all the goddamn time and I couldn't write
Nice.
anything. Also cool. And then just recently in like January I had another surgery.
But that one was good, right? Everything's feeling the best it's felt.
Yeah, it's as good as it can be since wrestling ruined my life, you know?
Didn't in this last one they pull like 4 pieces of bone?
Yeah,
that
there was a
shouldn't have been
giant chunk of bone in the joint, so I could only straighten my arm to like a.
So not enough milk.
Well, there was too much milk because it was all calcium buildups.
So now you can straighten your arm all the way out?
Pretty much, it's pretty good.
Well, look at that.
It used to be
You
like.
can't even tell other than the giant
used to be-
scar.
It used to be horrible. Oh yeah, and
Now
I
you
have,
could probably do a full push-up.
and I have this weird thing called keloid, so all of my scars look like I got welded shut. It's like a scar tissue thing.
Nice.
So they all look like total
Looks
shit.
tough.
It looks cool.
It does look cool, especially because then
Tell them you're in like a bar fight and a guy broke a bottle and
Yep.
like stabbed you with it.
I also sliced my elbow open at work. Actually,
You tried to fix it on your own.
Actually, it happened at home. I was building a shelf in my basement this spring. But I got some stitches. I got like 7 stitches on that, and it was also on the same elbow. So now on the outside of my arm, I have 3 giant ugly scars, and then I have one across the inside of my elbow and up my bicep. Looking fly.
I think we should put a picture of all that on the What the Heck
What
Facebook
the heck?
page.
They're gonna say, "What the heck do I care about this for?" Does anybody else get her? Oh wait, I should share.
I
My
thought we were
other
past it.
my other high school injury also happened at Beloit Turner High School, which
Had nothing to do with wrestling, though.
no, it's football.
Okay, good.
Was I there?
I don't know. Did you go to football games?
I did.
Did you watch us beat you by like? I think we did win by 60 that game at halftime.
That was pretty much every game.
You won by 60 at halftime, so the game.
They
just
called the
ended
game at half?
No, we were up by 60 at halftime.
Oh,
I thought they just quit at
I
half.
was gonna say.
No, but like
I
on the
would've.
second play of the game, it was like very early. I was going to tackle somebody, and his shoulder pad like whoop, flipped up and went in my face mask and sliced my eyebrow.
The other guy's shoulder pad?
Yes.
That you were trying to tackle went.
Yeah, he like turned the corner and went whoop, directly into my
You have
face.
razor blades on the end of it?
I don't know,
Those
but
Turner kids play like that.
it kind of messed up. Like I wear contacts, so I couldn't really see because that got kind of messed up. And then I like went to wipe my eye, and there was a ton of blood from my eyebrow. So I thought for sure that I just lost an eyeball. I was like, I'm now half blind. I went to Tim and I was like, do I still have an eye? And he's like, and it was like all like blood running down my face. He's like, oh yeah, I think you're good.
You don't have a scar from that, though.
I do. It's in my eyebrow though.
Oh. Well, it's hidden pretty well.
It is. I have a scar in my other eyebrow from 2nd grade when I ran into a concrete wall in gym class. Tag, you know.
You didn't win that game.
I was it. That probably explains some of my brain damage as well.
Maybe. Seeing a pattern develop
I can
here.
still feel it. So I got some elbow scars and some eyebrow scars. Okay, now I'll pass the torch to other scar bearers.
So I got 2.
Oh, Jake's got a crooked finger.
I do have a crooked finger.
He can only count to 4.5.
Yep. Well, I'll lead with that since nobody lets me forget it. In high school, I was going to make a tackle, and my ring finger of my right hand, had to look at him, see which one it was, got caught in the belt loop, and so it dislocated the finger.
Was that against Turner?
Probably was. I won't
must have
ever do
been.
anything there again.
So it dislocated, and it just swelled up, and the trainer was like, oh, it's just dislocated. It's
You should've
swollen. No
cut it
big
off.
deal. Looking back, I wanted to pull a Ronnie Lott. Remember Ronnie Lott cut his finger off when he had the same exact injury done?
I just
'cause he didn't
saw
want to miss
an
games.
episode of Grey's Anatomy the other day, though, where a hockey player cut his own finger off and then ended up he couldn't use his hand anymore and he lost his
So I'm
scholarship.
glad I didn't cut it off.
Yep.
Good. No, but so it was about 2 weeks before we finally realized I was drinking a glass of milk at home and the finger was like sticking straight out. And my mom's like, why isn't your finger grabbing the glass of milk? And I didn't even know it. So the tendon had popped off the end and shrank all the way down into my palm. By the time they found it, I had a big lump in the palm of my hand. So they had to open it up, 60-some stitches inside and out total, and stretch the tendon back out. The worst part was they literally sewed the tendon on, and superiority remembers I had a button sewn through the fingernail of my finger.
Ew.
Literally like a button you have on your button-up shirt to keep that when they originally attached that tendon. So when I would get dressed, it would like hook on shirts and like you could feel the pain all the way in my toes from that.
That sounds awesome.
So yeah, so I only missed 2 games of football because it was towards the end of the year when we found it. However, I missed the whole wrestling season, so that was a bummer.
Blessing in disguise, I think.
No, it was a big bummer for me. And as pointed out before, I can't straighten it. Can't bring it all the way down. I can't grab a handful of M&Ms without some falling out the little gap in my hand.
That's the worst part.
Yeah,
right there.
right?
Jesus.
Priorities, seriously. And then when I was in college, I broke the bone on the outside of that finger playing flag football, of course. And so now not only does it doesn't pull down, but now it curves out too. So that thing is just all messed up.
I've found that when hanging out in the belt area during a football game, you should just grab the whole package instead of the belt, and then it doesn't damage your fingers.
What is wrong with you?
Yeah, I'm not sure I'm going to advise anyone to
I didn't do it
tackle
on
that way.
purpose, but I did tackle a guy that way, and he actually left the game.
I can only imagine.
Well, he felt violated.
You probably popped one.
He wasn't hurt. He just didn't want that anymore.
I was chasing him to the outside, and he was much faster than I, and I reached out, and that was it. That was what I got a handful of.
And then he told his coach, "Get me out of here."
I pulled him down by
He
those. He laid on the ground for a while.
He had an appointment with his shrink the next day with the doll. Show me where he touched you.
Well,
Never
his,
play football again.
his last name was Pfister, also, just to make things better.
You're making this up.
No, Dominic Pfister, that dirty dog.
You guys went out for a date after that, or what?
Yeah.
You felt like you owed him dinner at least?
No,
So I have a second
he
injury
never talked to me again.
that was when I was really little, so I vaguely remember it. But I still have the scar. Do you see the 2 little round marks on the back of my hand?
No.
They're like tan round circles right here.
Okay, this is because
The
you're an
freckles?
idiot.
I was 2, so preface, I'm an idiot by a 2-year-old.
Matt was 25, so he could probably tell us more
Yep.
accurately.
My uncle owned the bowling alley, and my mom was bowling. And it was like before hours. It was like earlier in the day before the bowling alley opened up. My mom bowled, and her ball got stuck and didn't come back. So she went to get my uncle to like tell him the balls are stuck. I, being the good son that I am, was going to reach down in that bowling ball return and pull her ball out. Well, I reached down in that bowling ball return and that little spinny wheel that kicks
Grinder?
the balls out, ground her right down to bone.
Well, I'm familiar. Have you seen Kingpin?
Very similar. Yeah, nobody forced it, but I mean, I was just being a helpful son. And, ground her right down. And the doctor was like, oh, don't worry. That scar will go away by the time he's like 16, maybe 18. I'm a little bit older than that, and that scar is still there to talk about.
Really prefer scars. I think scars are cool.
If they had a cooler story to them, like
Other than
I
just
stuck
being
my
an
hand in a
idiot.
bowling ball return, like I try and spice it up by saying I was a good son.
Even
but-
mine, I can frame it like it was cool. Like, I picked up this other full-size human being high above my head.
Yeah, that does sound better than sticking your hand in a bowling ball return.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, those are my 2 highlights. Who's next?
So my first major injury was the day of the last day of 8th grade, which was like our graduation day. And so it was like a half day. You did the graduation, the ceremony, all that stuff, and then you just left. And my friend's sister had a house like right across the street from the school.
Oh,
Was she
heard
hot?
Yeah, we've heard about her before. Remember they used to sleep at her house?
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
this was the one we played Lego Star Wars at all
Yeah,
night.
Yeah.
totally. Whatever you call it. Yeah.
So we were having like a party, like so me and my 3 friends at the time just had like a big
That was
party.
it?
Well, we
And the hot
invited
sister.
Yeah.
some friends and the girls over that we hung out with.
Nobody else showed up.
No, there were a lot of people there. And they got this like inflatable water slide.
Oh, those are the best.
And the girls didn't come prepared with swimsuits.
Oh,
so
Even better.
we decided
Too
we're just
bad you were
gonna.
in 8th grade.
I know. We decided we're gonna throw them in at the bottom of this, like water slide because there was a pool at the bottom. And during that time, I don't know who it was went and got like glasses to throw water at them, and there was a one of the glasses in the pool. So when one of my friends was throwing a girl in, I went to grab the glass out of there because I didn't want her to land on it, and she got thrown into my hand and crushed the glass in my hand. So I had 8 stitches between my thumb and pointer finger.
You didn't break any tendons with that?
Nope.
Wow,
I could
that's
see all the way
lucky.
through to the bone. But it sucked because to go to the hospital, like I didn't want to go in a swimsuit, so I went to change. But
You should try going in a singlet.
I couldn't.
That's way cooler.
I might have done that before too, but I couldn't button my pants because I couldn't like clench my fingers. So I'm like trying to use my pointer and middle finger to do it, and I said fuck it and just went with my pants unbuttoned and unzipped because
You're
I
telling
couldn't
me
do
that
it.
there's nobody there that would
Your mom wouldn't
wear
help
your
you?
pants?
I didn't really feel comfortable asking my mother to zip on my pants as a
true-
now freshman in high
friend.
school.
A true friend would have been like, dude, let me help you out. I'll
Well,
just button 'em up
afterwards I
quick."
thought like I could have just walked out and been totally weird about it, and someone would have done it. But so that was like bad.
I don't even
mean,
think you'd
it
have to
was
be
bad,
weird.
but
Just like, hey, my hand's bleeding. Can
Hey,
somebody
look at
help?
this cut on my
Yeah.
hand. Somebody zipped my pants and buttoned my butt.
but it didn't
I
like,
would've done it
bleed
for
or
you.
anything.
Yeah, I think you just made
I
it
know.
weird.
It didn't bleed, but you could see the bone and everything, and it sucked mostly because it was the summer and I had stitches, so now I couldn't like go to the
Swim.
pool or do
You're
anything
done.
cool. And then in high school, I tore my ACL 3 times for wrestling.
Same one.
Same one, all 3 times.
All at wrestling.
Glass
all in
house.
wrestling.
And you don't hate wrestling, right?
No.
Okay. Point proven. 3 times worse than
Yeah.
one injury.
I don't think
It was
that.
rough.
I don't know. He seems to walk around fine. I can't hold stuff.
You're holding the beer.
Not holding anything because I can't.
I just don't think you're trying.
How many surgeries?
3 surgeries. The third one there was like 0 cartilage left. So on top of it was ACL and meniscus, I believe. They had to drill 6 holes into the bone to let it bleed and create cartilage.
Nice.
And I'm pretty sure like it's torn again right now. I think I tore it my freshman year of college, goofing around, and I just was done with all the surgeries. So I just haven't gone back to.
Was the
get it
third
looked at.
surgery with the drilling, was that the most painful one?
Yeah, mostly because of the drilling.
Yeah,
like you
that's
could
what I've heard.
feel it, and that one I was non-weight bearing for 3 months. So like the end of my senior year, I was in a wheelchair at school.
So
I
you
got
didn't run.
cleared.
You didn't run track that year.
No, I never ran track. I took spring off.
We're a bunch of runners in this room.
But I got cleared to like walk 2 days before graduation, 3 days before graduation, which was earlier than they wanted me to. But
So you
because
limped
was
through
gr-
it.
I had my brace on underneath, but they let me unlock it so that I could walk kind of normal.
I always
And-
think it's cool when people do ordinary stuff with braces on, like they're going to play a football game.
Well, this one was like the big one. It went from
Oh,
my
yeah.
waist like all the way down to my ankle.
Big time, tough
sucked.
guy.
Yeah, I think I still probably have all of those braces at my parents' house.
I recently found
crutches.
an elbow one. I was like, oh, no, I threw it away.
Oh, you should have kept it.
I tried to play football with it for like one game, and then in that.
We should have.
sucked too
You should
much.
find it, and then we'll make a mural or something. on the
Yeah,
wall
that'd be
of all
great.
our
That would be
braces.
so neat.
I can add a few braces to it. I have too many injuries. We don't have time tonight to go through them all, but pretty much if it wasn't neck or spine, I've broken that bone. I tore my ACL coaching wrestling. That was a good time. We went out and got snow.
You're supposed to do it when you're participating.
No, I was. I was showing a move. That's how tough
Wasn't
I
even
am.
live.
No, it wasn't. Let's see. I tore my shoulder up. I had surgery on that. Surgery on my knee. course, recently I've had some other health that weren't injuries, but a few surgeries there. And you talk about your scars, I win. I've got a nice big one that runs from my throat all the way down to my belly button.
Yeah, it's pretty much cooler than mine.
And it's the same as you. It looks like somebody welded me back shut.
Even better.
But yeah, I think probably the dumbest was right out here in front of your house. My brothers and I were racing home on our bikes.
Did your parents always live there?
Yeah. And Luke and I decided we were going to race home no-handed on our bikes to see who's faster.
Yeah, oh yeah.
So what do you do to cut down? You know, when you're racing on bikes, you cut wind resistance and you lean forward to cut that. But when you're no-handed, there's nothing to stop you from going right over the front of the handlebars. And I just didn't think it through real well. So that was a broken arm later. And then same arm I broke my senior year during baseball. So it was, I went on to play in college, and to miss out on my senior year of baseball was pretty rough.
Yeah,
but I didn't quit, Colin. I kept playing baseball.
Oh, I'd have left it.
And hated it forever.
Yep.
I just thought of another one in high school that was pretty bad. Freshman year, I laughed because when I was in high school, my mom was a freshman girls volleyball coach. So I was playing.
I cannot picture that.
Well, picture it. So it was a Friday after.
Time can spike, will you?
It was a Friday after school because the varsity players had a game, so they were all gone. So the freshman team was we were out on the big field, just a little scrimmage quick and call it a day. And I took a pitch around end and got tackled, but I went to catch myself, and I put my left hand down, and my left pinky dislocated up over my hand and was pointing back at me across the back of my hand. And I didn't know it at first, and I got up, and Mr. Waters, who we all know and love, and Mr. Esch. I don't know if you ever had Mr. Esch.
Yeah, Mr. Heck.
No, not Heck. Esch.
You didn't have him either.
You didn't have him. He was probably gone.
Oh.
They were the freshman football coaches. And it didn't hurt at first because I didn't know it. And they were both like, stay still, stay calm. And I'm like, why? Whatever. He took me down. So I didn't make a great play. And they're like, your mom's inside. Do we want to call an ambulance or should we go get your mom? I'm like, what are you talking about? And then I looked down, and as soon as I saw it, it was like the sharpest pain in my hand ever, until a few years later, that is. But so then they didn't call an ambulance. They walked me into my mom, and of course, these are all my classmates, right? The freshman girls volleyball.
Yeah, right in front
So yeah, I'm trying not to cry now because it hurts like hell. And of course, all of the girls ew, oh my God, look at his hand. Oh, that must hurt so bad. And it did, but I try to be tough about it.
You were over there just squeezing your hand shut.
I
Except
couldn't
one
because that pinky was over here, and I was just locked, just locked. So of course you go to the doctor, and he's like, "All right, on 3, we're gonna put it back in. 1, snap!" And I was like, took my breath away. I think my heart skipped a few beats, and then instantly, the pain was gone. It didn't hurt at all anymore.
Huh.
And I did break a bone in there, so maybe it hurt a little bit, but that was pretty crazy because it was dislocated. And I got to look at it pointing back at me for an hour and a half.
I remember the popping back in experience. Only part of it, though.
Did they lie to you and do the countdown and do it before they did
No, because at enough time that had passed, and I was bigger than my doctor was.
So he wasn't going to mess with you?
Well, my muscles were by that point kind of clamped down. So I remember he grabbed my hand like he was going to shake it and then put his other hand on my elbow. And it was a pull and twist kind of
fitting a puzzle back
thing.
together.
And I remember he did it once and nothing happened. And he did it again. And then they asked for more muscle relaxants. And then I remember him grabbing my hand again. And then they knocked me out. And then I woke up and it was back in.
Sweet.
Awesome.
Wow. I felt like a tough guy because
All
my
right,
muscles
you
were
win.
too strong for the doctor to put it back in. They had to drug me to get it in.
Or you just went to a super weak doctor.
Could be one of those two, but I prefer the first.
Yeah, that's better for the
Colin, I
second.
do want to add, too, I know we're short here, but your injury, I had to come out and help you when you were down. This last season, another Bigfoot wrestler. We're wrestling against Bigfoot. I'm just the opposing coach. And guy goes down, and when it's all said and done, who's carrying him off the mat to the bench? Me again.
Okay.
And
Okay,
both coaches
stop.
were there.
I
Jeez.
was
What a
down
disgrace.
talking to him and to the trainer about like what he was saying, and then I look and he's gone, and you're carrying him away.
And
didn't
I
even
was
have a chance.
instructed.
You're just unaware then of
It was
your
Nate Hoyt. Would you have
surroundings.
picked him up?
Yeah,
You're a liar.
I wouldn't have.
I was instructed by Mr. Heck to get on the phone and call his mother and let her know what happened. So I had to
Yeah,
step
that's
out
true.
of the gym to
I did
call
some.
mom and let her know. And so that was, I would have rather picked the kid up than talk to mom as she's like
I need to
screaming.
talk to Bigfoot, see what I can get for some hazard
Honestly,
pay or something.
Yeah, it's nice to have somebody around that cares. Before we move on super quick, I have to tell you about my one most important injury that I somehow forgot. I was little, and I went on a service call with my dad.
Wait, when was that?
When you were younger.
We've talked before that there were periods, like every other year I grew up and out, and then, so one time I was little. Like, I was 3, because I was going to preschool at the time.
Okay.
I was probably a big 3-year-old.
So you were 3,
but I was still
but
3.
they thought you
So you
were
were a
like a
first
second
grader?
grader.
Sure, I maybe looked like I was 5, but I was
Okay.
little.
You were younger. Got it.
And I went on a service call with my dad, and I got out of the truck, whatever, and I had with me a little bag of those famous Amos cookies.
Oh, those are the best.
They're unbelievable. And I got out of the truck, and I was like, "Oh, damn it, forgot my cookies."
You said damn it at 3?
I was I was very advanced.
Wow.
It
Hey,
sounds
I
like
could
you were
s-
actually
Yeah, when it was
maybe
your
first or
cookies, I
second
could
grade.
see where you'd be upset.
Well, I went to preschool.
I'm sure you were little too.
I went to preschool in the bad streets, so I'll find a picture from this
the
time.
mean streets of Sharon.
I'll find a picture because there's a picture of me in a little polo with my Mickey Mouse lunchbox for preschool with my finger in a splint because I forgot my cookies. So I went to reach back into the truck, and my dad, who had already grabbed my cookies for me, was already closing the door. So he slammed my hand in the truck door, and I broke my index finger, all because of the cookies that he had anyway.
Did you blame him for it?
Yeah, we
So-
still don't get along.
To this day, you're still upset.
Yeah. And anytime I have famous Amos, I get flashbacks.
PTSD.
Yeah, I'm like, oh.
Well, it sounds like Daryl and I need to sit down and have a beer and reminisce about injury blaming that you cast on us.
Well,
He was directly involved. I didn't have anything directly to do with it. So
No,
there's
I
a
did.
difference.
Matt did, yeah. And that my finger injury didn't really affect the rest of my life.
Might it
still
affect-
use, I
yeah,
can
but
still
you're
use
not a
my
hand
finger,
model.
and sometimes I use my fingers even to grab famous Amos cookies.
You're not a hand model. Your hand modeling career went out the window at
I
age
never
3.
aspired to be.
Could have.
I hadn't started that. I had started the wrestling thing. I was already
Not at 3.
I was already years of misery. No, I'm saying by the time I got hurt, I was already years of misery into it. You
like
know?
2 years.
Yeah, they were miserable years, weren't they?
Not for me. I loved them.
They sucked. Wrestling's the worst. But you know what else might be the worst? Matt's bracket.
I love it.
It's that time, huh?
Oh,
All
it's
right.
time.
Great. So I listen to you guys every week coming out with brackets and shredding each other, and I thought I'm going to come up with something that
Unshreddable.
Yeah, no, not that. But you two young bucks are going to be at a disadvantage to Jake for once, and he says I never have his back, but
Got it.
tonight I've got his back because what I've come up with is a bracket of TV shows,
Oh,
but they're all from the 80s or early 90s.
Oh yeah. All right, I'm in.
So I feel like you guys are okay. You guys, I even made one for each of you so
Oh
that you
my-
can
Wow,
see
that is a first on this
exactly.
show.
Well, you know, I'm not your average guy.
yeah, I've heard that to be true. I've heard you're superior.
No, you've said it.
So
Oh, yeah.
I went ahead and seeded these.
I dig
Do you have any science behind these seeds, or did you just come up with these on your own?
It was pretty much just me.
Okay.
I happen to be the science we need for 80s and 90s television.
You know, I really
so-
have a lot of respect for you and your decisions here. I can see why you're superior.
Wow.
Wow, I didn't expect that. We're off to a great start already on this bracket. So,
Jake, where are you going?
Nowhere.
so
Here, try it again.
Nowhere.
That was good.
So I guess we'll just get started with it since you guys are so cordial about
Yeah,
it.
oh, God, what a piece of artwork this is.
So for the number one seed, I gave it to MASH.
Oh,
I still love watching MASH every Sunday night
know
at
what that is,
10:30.
Colin?
I do, yeah.
Oh,
That was on
See?
my mom's list of shit she used to watch when I got home from school.
See?
she had a list. Shit to watch when Colin gets home from school.
Well, she turned off like MTV and put this on, like, so I thought she was a normal mom.
So number 1 MASH against number 16 Three's Company. And if you don't remember that, it was Jack
Come and knock
Jack
on my
Tripper and
door.
Yeah, John
been
Ritter,
waiting
John
for
Ritter.
you.
Jake has to sing all
all the themes.
all the theme songs.
That's a tough one because I really like that show because I can't think of the blonde was really cute.
Suzanne Summers.
Yeah. Yep. You got to give it to MASH. My vote's MASH.
Yeah,
would
I'm
agree.
going. I'm going MASH too because
but I
it
do like Three's Company.
Yeah.
was similar at my house too. My dad always had it on when I got home, or really anytime. Like I
And
feel
that
like
theme
MASH
song
was
is
just on.
also iconic.
Yeah.
Yes.
If I was better at my job and had actually paid for real, like, editing software, I maybe would put theme songs in. But sorry,
Maybe we'll just like
just imagine them in your.
we'll
brain.
just share it on Facebook.
Yep.
So number 8. This I don't know if you guys would remember this one, but Coach.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
This was a in the morning before school with Daryl show.
Okay.
I could see that being
Yeah.
a Daryl favorite.
Yeah.
So Coach with number 9, the A Team.
The A Team. B.A. Baracus. That's all I got to say. You guys remember him or no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I know who the A Team is. I
Okay.
never actually watched the A Team.
Same.
I remember watching Coach.
As such, I'm going Coach.
I'm also going Coach only because I've watched that.
They're an 8 and 9, so it was tough for me even
That's
there.
disappointing.
Okay, number 5 seed Walker, Texas Ranger
Yes.
against number 12 Happy Days with the Fonz.
The two best names for kids ever. If I wanted to raise a couple of sissies, I'd have named them Dr. Quinn and
I thought you were
Medicine.
gonna. I thought you were gonna come out with something way quicker than you did. I'm gonna go Happy Days. I love Happy Days. That might be my favorite, like older show.
On which days
Stop
do you like
it.
to watch it?
Monday, Tuesday, Happy Days. All days.
Ah, that's a tough one.
I'm going with Walker, Texas Ranger.
I am too solely because Chuck Norris is the baddest man on the planet.
Yeah, he is. That also was a battle of before work or before school with Daryl versus after school with Beth.
Let me guess. Daryl was not a Happy Days fan.
No. Also, I think partly swaying into my decision, there's on one of the radio stations I listen to, there's a drop with the kid from The Sixth Sense.
Uh-huh.
Haley Joel Osment is that
Yep.
his name? And he's talking he's talking to Alex, who is Walker's honey, and the old guy that I don't remember. And the old guy goes,
CD.
"How you doing, little partner?" And then he goes, "Good. Walker told me I have AIDS." And he's so casual that I have to give my vote to the kid with AIDS.
Walker takes it. All right, next, number 4, Seinfeld against number 13, Knight Rider, Michael Knight.
Oh, God, that's another tough matchup because I was a huge Knight Rider fan. Kit, I always wanted. I used to run around talking to my watch before they became smart
Before you could
watches.
talk to your
Before now, I
watch.
could talk to my watch. But you know, it was even the pre-calculator watch. Talking to it, pretending you had Kit come pick you up. But I got to go with my vote is Seinfeld because that's a classic. I still watch those. There's still reruns all over. Knight Rider kind of disappeared, which I was disappointed to see. There's no reruns anywhere.
They came out with a remake maybe a year or
Oh,
two
yeah.
ago, but it
They
only
started
stayed one
doing that
season.
Yeah.
with all of them, Hawaii Five-0 and
Yeah.
all those. I'll go Seinfeld as well, though I do appreciate Kit.
Yeah.
I am also gonna go Seinfeld. I didn't even know of Knight Rider. I don't think
Really?
until no, I know what it
I
is
was like, what?
because of the movie Benchwarmers.
Oh, yes.
That came out, and I'm like, that actually sounds like a cool show. And like, I found
you
like a
started
little
watching.
bit of it, and I'm like, all right, yeah, that's a cool show. But I was, 12, 13, maybe a little older. I don't even remember when Benchwarmers came out, but I was older.
All right, number 3, Cheers against number 14, Miami Vice. And I included Miami Vice because it was like the first Criminal Minds, all of
Yeah.
all of these shows that are on
Hawaii Five-0
CSI.
type. Yeah.
Miami Vice started it.
I'm Going Cheers.
Oh yeah, without
Yeah,
question.
Cheers.
And
I've started recently. Well, I haven't in a while, but I was rewatching Cheers because obviously before my time, so I started like from the beginning, and I loved it.
It's
Oh,
awesome.
yeah. It's a
That's
dog
on-
eat dog world out there, and right
it's on
now I'm wearing
Netflix,
milk
right?
bone underwear.
That bar is closing down for good.
Is it?
Yep.
Oh,
What
no.
if we start one up?
No, because we're having a what the heck bar.
Yeah. What?
Well, maybe
heck,
that's what it
Cheers.
is.
What the heck? Cheers.
What
I
the heck,
can't-
where everybody knows your name.
I can't wait. I can't wait to like be an old guy and just go to the same bar every day. Colin. That's all I want.
That's
in
right.
life.
Doesn't that already happen with you at Kip and Dubs? I feel like I walk in with you over there and someone's always yelling your name.
All right, next. Number 6.
Kip and Deb's
Sorry.
fame is the highest form of flattery.
Because that's the only place you can sing anyway.
It's just fact.
What is a Kip and Deb voice?
How embarrassing for me.
Number 6, Magnum PI, Tom Selleck.
Yes.
And number 11, one of my favorites, but it really wasn't that great, Quantum Leap.
I hated Quantum
Please
Leap.
remind me of Quantum Leap. That's the one with the robot.
Nope,
Nope.
no. He basically went
hell
around
am I
in
thinking
time
of?
fixing people's problems, jumping through quantum leaps.
Oh well, that makes sense
Yeah.
then.
My mom loved it. That's probably why Matt loved it. And
I'm
I,
a mama's boy.
I hated it. Every time she turned it on, I hated that show.
Is that where
so
she
I'm
got
going,
that quote about time passing?
Might be, yeah. Magnum PI all the way.
I agree.
Yeah,
Tom
I'm
Selleck
also
with
gonna
that
go with that.
mustache. I'm only voting for his mustache.
That's
actually.
right. This is a tough one, too, for
Oh,
me. Number 7, MacGyver. And number 10, Married with Children. Al Bundy and the crew.
He's so great. I'm going Married with Children. Al Bundy is just too good to not.
I got to go MacGyver because
Because our dad was MacGyver.
yeah, to this day, you need something fixed. It doesn't matter if it was foreign made, if it was not even real.
A
If you
watch.
just pretended something,
he'd
he
weld
would
your watch.
fix it. So we always, as kids growing up, we always were like, Dad could be in this show because like he's MacGyver. So I'm a MacGyver guy.
Tyler, you decide it.
Oh, pressure.
Man, because I do really like both of them.
Yeah.
But I'm going to go Married with Children just because of
Polkai.
Ed O'Neill.
It's so
Because
great.
He, in anything he's in, I think is just hilarious.
I know he cracks.
Remember that one time when he scored 7 touchdowns in a football game?
And I do say this must be a great bracket because that's the first upset even in the bracket. So, I mean, if I'm
this is well done.
yeah.
Man, I can see why your parents liked you more than your younger brother.
All right, first round matchup. Number 2, Dukes of Hazzard against number 15. I can't even read. Mork and Mindy.
Dukes of Hazzard, hands down.
Yeah, Mork and Mindy is kind of a funny little deal, but only kind of funny.
Yeah.
Dukes.
And nothing is more requires more talent than Daisy Duke shorts.
Tell me when you guys were little that you never tried to slide across the hood of your mom or dad's car.
I didn't because
Little.
Daryl would
Yeah.
throw me into the next stretch.
I was afraid.
I just
Glenn,
did
Glenn
it
would
when
see.
I was coming up to the house.
right across the Kia.
No, I did it across his truck. That's the only thing that could probably hold me up. It took me a while to get up. I had to practice a couple
We had
times.
to really get a running start.
Yeah.
All right, second round. Number 1, MASH. Number 8, Coach.
MASH.
Made up football teams always get me right in the heart, but MASH for me.
Yeah, man, that might be the hardest matchup for me right there. But yeah, I would go MASH.
Cool. Number 5, Walker. Number 4, Seinfeld.
Give me AIDS, kid.
That's really tough, but I'm going to go with the test of time, and I'm going to go Seinfeld because I don't think I ever watched a bad episode of Seinfeld. Every episode was a classic episode.
One time there was an episode of Walker, Texas Ranger where they were chasing a guy who kept killing people with icicles, which then made me think that if ever I was going to be a serial killer,
You'd
kill with
what a great way to do
No
it.
evidence.
That's
Yeah.
brilliant.
I'm looking at you in a different light right now, my friend.
I got to go.
So if any of us die and there is no evidence, there's Colin with an icicle.
It's like a game of Clue.
It is. Colin with an icicle in the studio.
Oh, wait, that was last week.
Oh man, I'm gonna go Seinfeld too. I think.
Seinfeld wins.
What's the deal with AIDS?
Next matchup, Cheers, number 3, against number 6, Magnum PI.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers might take the whole damn thing from me. We'll see here.
That's tough.
All right. Number 7, Married with Children. Number 2, Dukes of Hazzard. Tough.
Dukes.
Dukes.
Man, God, I'm going to hate that matchup.
I would go with Married with Children, but I'm just putting that on the record.
Real brave of you.
Do you like old guys more than jean shorts or no?
It's all about the jean shorts.
Colin doesn't even remember anything else
Yeah,
about
no.
the show.
I voted for AIDS and jean shorts.
Are you voting for the original Dukes of Hazzard or the remake with
No,
Jessica
no,
Simpson?
No, the
Because
The original.
Okay.
John
Alright, so-
Schneider and I forget.
You know the other guy.
Yeah, there's
The
other
other
guys
guy.
and that girl,
brother
Catherine
also.
Bach.
Yeah.
All right.
Boss Hog.
By the way, we're through 2 rounds. There still hasn't been an upset.
One upset. Married with
Married
Children.
with Children
was
was
the upset.
upset, not the
It was
seven.
just a real small
Oh,
upset.
that's right, little bitty. All right, semifinals. MASH, number 1. Seinfeld, number 4.
Biggest upset in the bracket for me, Seinfeld.
I'm going MASH.
MASH. Do we have the 1 through 4 seeds?
Yep.
Yes.
Wow. Look
This
at
is
you.
well done.
You're incredible.
That is
Thank you.
only
Man,
one upset.
Evolve the Reese's. Jiminy Christmas.
All right, and then the other semifinal is number 3, Cheers, against number 2, Dukes.
Oh.
Dukes.
I'm going Cheers. Just because I want to put you on the
Colin,
spot.
you get to decide.
A lot of pressure here.
This kind of brings me back to old man or jean shorts.
You already have the old man
That was
thing.
before they called them jorts.
I know.
They're called Daisy Dukes
That's
for a
right.
reason, my friend.
I'm trying to decide which environment I would be
Roscoe Pico Train.
more.
Come on.
Oh God. Yeah, no, Dukes of Hazzard.
Yeah, that's my guy.
Not because Jake picked it. That almost talked me out of it.
This is sweet. We have a 1 versus 2.
My God,
First one,
you're unbelievable.
I think.
It's
I don't
well
remember.
done.
The stuff of
Maybe
legends.
No, it is. Of all the brackets we've done, we haven't had a 1
What
versus
about
2.
really not the
No.
the first one, the old concession stand bracket?
Beer and
I don't remember what beer went against because
Beer
it
was the
gonna be
one,
beer.
and it won all the way out.
You guys had like corn dogs in there or
yeah, but I
something.
think popcorn went a long way in that.
Popcorn did. It had a few upsets early on.
We're gonna have to check it out.
Pull these back up.
I gotta go listen to
So
this.
the championship is number 1 MASH against number 2 Dukes. Wow.
I'm going to go with Dukes just because my MASH days, like,
You're too young to enjoy it.
I was pretty young to enjoy it.
It's
Plus,
still on every Sunday night,
was-
10:35.
I guess I'm older. I should enjoy it now. It was kind of
You're
boring.
bed already.
It's kind of boring to me. I didn't understand some of the humor at the time. And now, I don't know, Dukes of Hazzard was just always exciting and action-packed, and there was a lot going on. And I'm telling you, everybody in this room tried to slide across the hood of a car at one point in their life.
I literally did not because I would have been murdered.
What
I
about
was-
a
I was
pretend
afraid
car?
also.
What about
Not
a
even a
go-kart?
friend's car?
Not even your friends?
How do you slide across a go-kart when it's like just a roll cage?
Seems like that would hurt.
Yes.
Well, I'm
Feels
just
like
saying.
more like running into it.
And that we did the injury thing already.
Yeah, no, we're good.
I have another injury that goes with that.
So anyway, Tyler.
I'm gonna go MASH because I may have been too young to enjoy it, but my dad had it on all the time, so I feel like I have to have seen every episode at least twice. Not in order for sure, but I had to have.
Oh, the episode when Henry Blake is on the chopper leaving, finally gets to go home, and his chopper gets blown up.
Yeah,
Like,
classic.
people cried.
Yeah, I like the ribs episode. I don't remember everything from that, but that is like one of the favorite episodes.
So, Collins, back to you.
Well,
A lot of pressure again.
in a world of ugly green fatigues, I think it's important to be a pair of really short shorts. I have to. God, it's hard. I love MASH, but I think that Daisy has a lot to offer in terms of.
Yes. She came up with some great plans on
She's
that show.
very charismatic. I think she probably was good at.
She helped.
Stuff.
Other things.
She helped Uncle Jesse with his moonshine business.
Yep, and I had. Yep.
Everybody loves.
Family first.
Yeah,
Everybody loves a little
family
good
first.
moonshine.
That Margaret lady was kind of a mean broad. I wasn't really a fan of her.
Yeah. Sounds like we have a winner.
Colin, you going Dukes?
I'm going Dukes.
Dukes it is.
And because I like to hang out at the boar's nest. I'm not sure. I've been there like twice. Folks, man, I've seen good things in my day, but that is just next level. Matt, if you could maybe impart some wisdom upon your younger brother as to how to do stuff better.
For the record, the bracket that I came out with
Here we go.
was largely supported by the superior Ries and his opinions and research.
You don't
True.
have to own that.
No, it's
Come on,
true. It is.
stop.
Busted.
I'm
Yeah.
not that guy.
And
No.
8 Below and 8 Everything That You Make Fun Of was one of his favorite movies ever. 8 Men Out.
Let's not
He
go
was-
that
Watch
far.
it.
He wasn't
It's
here
a
to
good
own
movie.
it, so you could have paid him off. That was like 4 months ago.
Yeah.
No, I got the email to prove it. It's time stamped.
Paul Walker's no longer with us.
8 seconds. It's a bull riding movie.
And
Watch
the-
it.
And the
8
Fox.
sec? What? I
What?
thought it was 8 Men Out, and it's a baseball movie.
You don't even know anything
It
about
is.
it.
There, I
It is.
just threw you guys a curveball.
And The Fox and the Hound is the greatest wrestling movie of all time. Did you
Fox
see
catcher jerk face.
Have you seen those dogs? Well, it's not a dog. It's a dog and a fox. Wrestle?
They also wrestled the bear.
Yeah, fact. And I love bears.
And you love wrestling.
Nope.
So many great things you love in that movie.
Just
love
bears and dogs.
bears that wrestle?
I'd like to wrestle a bear. That is
You
how
lose.
I know. That's
You
how
can't even
we've
beat
talked
There
about
You
goes
this.
can't
your
even
elbow.
beat a sophomore from Beloit Turner. How are you going to beat?
I was crushing that idiot. I hope, he
Easy.
I hope he listens to this. I didn't even think I could beat him, and I still was beating him.
Who was it?
Who won the match?
Probably him, I guess, technically.
Do you remember who it was?
No, he was tall and skinny. You know.
Well, compared to you, that was 98% of the wrestlers that you wrestled.
That's bullshit.
Was he like really, really tall, like 6'8" tall?
No.
Oh, okay.
I wasn't there. I don't know who
That's
it was.
true. You have no idea. And Tyler was 12, so he wasn't there either. No.
What? I'm older than you.
Oh, yeah. Just for the record, when I was wrestling, I was the skinny guy. I wasn't skinny. I was
You were
well assembled.
you were thick. I'll put it that way.
What do you?
I like fluffy.
That's good. Thick is good. You were like built, well built. You didn't have an ounce of fat on you.
Fluffy.
I think if I remember correctly, I was at 16%.
That's pretty good for
That's-
a 215 pounder.
Yeah, it's all downhill from there. So anyway, wrestling sucks. But, you know, it's whatever. For some reason, I still sometimes show up and help
Yep.
people with it.
It's in your blood.
I should no.
You're in the last 2 youth
Yeah.
pictures? I
Yep.
think you're in.
No, I missed out on the fancy poster because nobody told me about it.
No, not that one. Like the actual team
Well, yeah,
picture.
that's what I'm concerned about.
No, that was
No,
when you
the
had your
actual team.
surgery, I think.
Yeah.
It's all about
You were out.
Colin.
I missed it because of surgery, because of wrestling. See how this all just comes.
You
full
could have
circle?
scheduled your surgery out of wrestling season.
That's
No
just-
better.
Nonsense. If any of you have kids out there, wrestling's still better than basketball.
Thank you. I'll take whatever little support you give us.
I didn't see that coming.
I support wrestling. I'm just pissed because like my arm doesn't work right. You know.
You're clicking a mouse.
Hey,
look,
I
really
hate
fine.
football because my finger, I can't even hold the. Can you grab a handful of M&Ms and hold them in your hand?
I can't count past 4.5.
And I
He
can't
can
hold
grab-
M&Ms in my
he-
hand without
he
them
can
all
grab
falling
him in his hand,
out.
but he can't get his hand to his mouth.
Exactly. I get so far. My hand gets too tired on the way from the bowl to my mouth. I have to switch them. Well, Matt, thanks for coming in.
I appreciate it.
I think that the listening public now sees why I've been calling you superior for all these weeks.
Years. I think it's
Years.
been multiple years.
I don't know. It seems like you've let it go.
Yeah, I'm totally over it. I don't even care anymore. Kitty tells me to stop holding grudges, but wrestling is just we don't get along so well. All right. Well,
can't win.
we're gonna come back next week to kick off month number 6, which feels wild. At some point, we should switch to season 2.
Yeah. I think it. Episode 26.
That's
We
kind of what I was
talked about it.
thinking. I
Yep.
think we talked about going seasonally, but I
Yeah.
think if we do,
But 26 almost gets us to that, like,
That's half a year.
I think if we do 6 months, about
Yep.
yeah.
so sometime we'll do that. Not that it matters in literally any way at all.
Yeah, but it looks better if we're on season 2, episode
Yeah.
1.
That's true. But then people are gonna be like, "Oh, well, what if season 1 only had 4 episodes?" You ever do that when you're on Netflix and it's like, "Oh, this got 4 seasons," and then season 1 had 4 episodes?
Always look first.
Yeah.
So now I'm conflicted. Maybe we just take the season out and be on episode 269. Nice.
Wouldn't it be episode 201 because it's season 2, episode 1?
He's a math guy. Just let him have his numbers.
That's
Come
how
on.
Like a lot of shows do it.
Oh, like
First season is in the
201.
100s, season 2 200s, season 3 300s.
Well, I haven't been doing that either.
Well, we could switch it. It's not that
This
hard.
is all messed up.
If any of you consult on podcasts, give us a ring.
Or send us an email.
Also, before we're done, I want to call out Timmy again because that little shit still hasn't ruined us.
Yeah. Timmy, I don't know if he's seriously grounded or what, but no letters, no treats. That little bastard has just crawled into a hole and died
It's like
somewhere.
he doesn't even care.
Maybe you guys should be worried about Timmy. I mean, I've been listening.
He's kind of
there's
freaky.
there's
isn't he?
there's some issues going on at home that someone should do a welfare
Yeah,
check.
we should maybe check in on him.
Well, his mom with the Mercedes.
It sounds like,
Yeah, she was a
She
looker.
looked well.
based on that final letter, though, it sounds like he's a student at school, but there's no Timmy's missing. So
Well, maybe Timmy's like his nickname.
well,
You
They
got to
call-
start
all I
asking
know.
around, like, hey guys, you know what? You know
Hey,
what?
who do you guys call Tim Tim?
Yeah.
I got to start asking all the
Tim-
Gavins in the building.
Yeah, if you ask
Yep,
Gavin
there
if
can't
who's
be that.
stuffed him in
Gavin's
a
his
locker.
friend.
Yeah. Kevin, I should have done that. That's all right. That's my goal for tomorrow.
Kevin, have you seen the inside any lockers lately?
And if so, do you know who put you there? No. Okay. Yeah, I'll figure it out.
We'll get to the bottom of this, and we'll have Matt back because not only did he do a great job, he brought snacks, so we're off to enjoy them.
Yep. Extreme Airheads are the best, by the way.
Yeah, those
They're
are
so good.
They're nice.
If you haven't had them, go get them, like
not-
right away.
Nothing but the best for my friends at What the Heck.
Oh, it's unbelievable the support that we get from the Superior Ries. So for this Superior Ries, the other Ries, Tyler Heck, I'm Colin Frederick, and we're gonna get the heck out of here.